Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing. Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.
In Caribbean schools, reading is fundamental. Back in the day, we gobbled up new words and meaning as we flipped through our dictionaries and new first aid in English pages. Decades later, a recent phenomenon emerged called Google. Who knew we would be staring at a screen and typing the exact words we used to flip the pages to find? Things and times really change. Dictionary versus Google at Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Come, make we talk. Good morning to everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's another day for Satideh Mawnin Runnings. It's overcast here in our neck of the woods. We've been getting some light rain showers, perhaps a little heavier in some spaces, even through last night, but it's simply just drizzled, not heavy rainfall. But we're grateful. So we'd like to welcome you this morning to Satideh Mawnin Runnings. My name is Denise Lady D Gomez. I'm the host and producer of Inside the Zone. Inside the Zone is a twice weekly radio program aired Mondays 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. and Thursdays 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Linkage Radio. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to my YouTube channel. This morning's topic, Tings and Times, Dictionary versus Google. How many of us remember the days when it was just so much fun to flip a page and look for what we want and retain it?
Oh, yeah.
Now our retention span is a little less sharp.
Tell me about it.
Because we just tap, read, make a note, document, do features, and we sound bright. Because we don't have to study hard for some things. Now, as we know, Google, which is a great search optimization, by the way. But on the other hand, we still have to ensure that we cross-reference most of what we see so that we don't grab the first thing that appears at the top, because that's what the search optimization does. The thing that seems to have more information, they get the shine up, just in case you don't know. So we just want to welcome everyone, because on a semi library.
Yes, please.
Stacked. My library stacked with books.
I wonder how much I may read.
See mine right there.
There you go. There
Are
you
those
go,
CDs?
friends.
Are
There
those
you go.
CDs or
No, they are
actual books?
books.
They're
Oh,
books.
okay.
But this bookcase is not the regular bookcase. It's
It's
stacked like
floats.
this.
It's
Oh, it's
Yeah,
still,
float.
they
It's
don't
a
go like
floating
Lady
one.
D who going what you call
yes,
this
Yeah.
vertical. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
mine's going vertical. Yeah.
Hmm. So
Okay, float.
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I am from the old school,
Oh.
hence the stacked order here.
Yeah, yeah. This is contemporary furniture, so
Contemporary.
it's not traditional.
Listen, we grew up seeing a bookshelf in our house. We had to have a bookshelf. My mother had that made when she got the buffet made
Oh yes,
and the break front made
yes.
There
And
you
them
the
have
go.
to match to
bookshelf,
buffet and break front.
buffet and break front, and the bookshelf was made right next to it. So
But
we
Mike,
had
I
to
just
have.
jump onto that. Although we're not talking about furniture,
Mm,
it was so refreshing for me because my grandfather had planted trees. And when I became a teenager, my bedroom set was made from the trees.
really?
War. See?
Him just have the sire man come and cut down, they could deduce how many trees. I think I like maybe two mahogany trees. And they
Hmm.
just cut them down and they just send them off to the other fellow them where do the curing and they cut up.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cabinet maker in the district just make the set. And I gotta tell you, to this day, it's still there.
All
Yeah.
right.
You see
Yeah,
that?
man.
Yeah,
Yes.
my brother cut wood too. And
Mhm.
he has quite some unique pieces
We're gonna
that
have to do a
he
Hmm.
show on that lady day.
Yes.
that he got made
Yeah,
from
Yes.
that. But
yeah.
Yeah.
our bookshelf
Great
was made
idea.
by the local carpenter.
Yeah, there's
Hmm.
always a
Yes,
local one,
yes,
and
man.
very
Carvings and everything on it.
right, right.
Creative and
Yeah,
creative
Yes,
too. You
yeah,
and
see,
guess
even
what?
on the headboards.
Yes,
yes,
Yes, man, you would see some
yes.
it's
beautiful
some
carvings there.
yeah, some work of art, them man. And
Hmm.
You
when we
don't get
moved
that now.
from the house, my mother went back to my grandmother's house. That was one of the first things that came down, the bookshelf.
Oh,
So it could
Hmm.
to my grandmother's house, and it's there
nice.
today.
It's still there. Well,
Yes,
that is good
and
thing.
kids from the neighborhood would come. If people, even adults who started going back to school after having children and stuff, they would come
Hmm.
to the house to do research because that was the only house that had an Encyclopedia International, and it's
Wow.
still there.
Ah,
Hmm.
I tell you. That
Yep.
okay. Well, we are to find our conversation very interesting this morning. Would like to welcome our audience. Good morning. Our topic this morning, Tings and Times, Google versus dictionary.
Yes, brothers.
Now we know
Yep.
of we knew there are so many variations of dictionaries. I remember when I was introduced to the thesaurus dictionary,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and that was a very good dictionary for me to use because not only gave you words, but it gave you the origin of words,
Yeah.
the derivative of words, and so on. And um you got a better concept of how to structure
Yes.
Right.
And
your
not just
your
Right.
that,
your paper.
if you're looking for an alternative word, it would give you
Right.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
But also, I subscribe to dictionary.com because I love words.
Mm-hmm.
And every day they email a new word.
Mm-hmm.
They send you
Ah.
an email with a new word. Well, it's new for me.
Right.
They send a word let me just say a word. They send a word every day, and the meaning of the word, where it's derived, the root, they're used in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And what I like is at the end of the week, sometimes I don't get to it, honestly. And plus, I like to launch into a lot of it. So I wait for the month, and then there's a quiz. and yeah,
Mm.
and you, yeah, and they give you the word, and you and it's multiple choice answers, but then you select what the answer,
Yeah.
what's the definite. I absolutely love it. And
Mhm.
funny,
Wow.
my son, because he loves words just like me. He's a wordsmith. He's excellent with words,
Mhm.
putting words together and all that. And he writes poetry, and he's a very good writer. And he's the one who introduced that to me many years ago, and I'm still with it. Every single day a new word comes, and you go through it, and it's very enlightening. The brain is a muscle, and you have to, it's good if you
Yeah.
exercise it, in my opinion.
Yes. And so
Yeah,
when we're not exercising it, it becomes very lazy, just like your limbs.
yeah.
If you know walk, if you know all those things, they get
Mm-hmm.
sleepy. They fall
Yeah,
asleep on you.
use it or lose it. That's what they say.
Uh-huh. Use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Let us hop. So by the way, ladies, we usually just say hi to each other. We so excited about this morning's topic. We didn't even ask. We did it off.
We forget with manners.
so, so I've had very hectic weeks, and yesterday I had a session with someone so that they can help me to structure, put things in place.
You need an assistant.
A coach. So I have a coach, because if you don't do that, sometimes you find you're busy out your measure and nothing accomplished.
Yeah, time management.
Hmm. So
I did a course on time management, years ago, because I had to get a hold of myself. It
right.
was too much.
Yeah. So yesterday I had my first session, which was good. Me even have homework
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
to go
for
do.
Mm-hmm.
serious?
Yes, yes. So
Listen,
how was your week, ladies?
Ox. Like I said,
Hectic.
I had an exam yesterday.
Oh,
I was
Jackie said, Jackie
beating the
said no.
nightlight up
Oh,
until 1, 2 o'clock in the mornings
Well,
mhm.
in the
let
exam.
us just agree that your brain is properly exercised.
Oh,
Your
Yes.
Jesus.
brains have a six-pack, Jackie.
Poor brain. And listen, the poor brain, the cortex there is working so hard that sometimes I feel it vibrating.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. We can understand.
I remember age is not my friend anymore. So
Right.
Girl
Right. But you're
child?
doing well. You're doing well.
Yeah.
You're doing well. So, Sharon's where
oh
you
my
say now?
gosh.
No, yeah, my week was crazy busy. Crazy busy. And then the weather doesn't help at all.
Yeah.
Is it raining up there? It rains
Oh
in
Lord.
Florida every
It's
Mm-hmm.
afternoon we get
intermittent
rain now.
showers. It's
Mm-hmm.
in between, in between, in
Yeah,
between.
because
Just
it's rainy season
yeah,
for us.
yeah, not very heavy, but it's constant. And we haven't seen the sun in about 2, 3 days now, Lady D, right?
Oh, what I
Right.
say?
Mm-hmm.
No, man, we not seen a sun. The sun try to break through, but
Is
it's
it
not really
warm or
happening.
what's the temperature? Is it warm up there?
Well, a few days, like
Mid
yesterday and the day.
60s.
Yes, we've been cool.
Oh
We-
Yeah,
wow.
it's
yeah,
it's mid
yeah.
60s. Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm.
But
Yeah.
I think the week felt so long because I'm plowing away towards my vacation. And when you go on vacation,
Plow.
it
I
can't come
know.
quick enough.
She's plowing.
When do you go again? I'm trying to
How
remember.
should I say paddling? I'm making waves. I'm doing whatever it takes to get there.
Well, um, we know that we'll still be with you when you travel.
I
So,
take you guys with me, not only in my heart, but in my pocket too.
You
but-
better.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
so now, we must apologize. Jen is not joining us, and Max will not be able to join us, but God willing, next week. So,
Mhm.
I don't know if they're able to tune in and laugh while we laugh, but we hope so.
Right.
Would like to acknowledge the presence of our viewers this morning. Who was
Hello,
first in line?
viewers.
Drea was first in line. She says, hello, hi, hello, morning. So we say good morning.
Good morning, Drea.
Vero is here. Good morning, Lady D and
Vero.
friends.
Hey, Vero.
Then Drea
Hey,
says, my
Farrah.
father made a center table from a tree. He even
Oh
put
yeah, yeah, yeah.
design
She
on
did
it.
say that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See it there now. Morning, Sister Morrison. She says, "Good morning, Lady D and everyone. Is this today's program?" Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We are live.
We are live, Sister Morrison. And guess who is here?
The king himself.
Ryan.
Hey, hey, hey.
Mix up time. All right,
Yeah.
come with your
That's
words, then,
one hair
Ryan.
piece, That's one hair piece.
Come with your words, Ryan.
Mhm.
Come with your words that you know from basic school.
Yes. Right. So, welcome. As you join our live stream, we invite you to subscribe. If you are not a subscriber, to be a subscriber, there is no cost to it. I invite you to just tap the word and start subscribing. Not only that, but please share the link with someone you know. Sister Morrison, share the link with your pals because you have pals. Ryan, share the link with your coworkers. Right, Drea, how many people in Barbados know of Satideh Mawnin Runnings? I hope you have friends in Barbados who you're sharing the link with. We invite you. We're in the 700s now, which is good.
All right.
We're on our way to 800. However, it's not by the genie in the bottle. You have to do your part to share. Invite people. Don't just say, "Oh, this show nice every Saturday. We can't wait." All right. So we come every Saturday. And if we're not live, we present you with a
Now keep it to yourself. In other
rebroadcast.
words.
So Sister Morrison had to ask that because, of course, when we do a rebroadcast, it looked like it's with their right and stuff. So, but yes, and what I try to do, even when we do the rebroadcast, I still go into the current chat so that if persons are, dropping something, there's a response.
Right. Yeah.
I believe even if there's a response, it make it even worse because it look like we're really live.
Thanks to technology. You see how technology good?
I'm telling you. So good morning to everyone. You see Ryan now, he's ready for mix-up time. So we all got a memo. We are sporting our wraps this morning in different
see that,
styles,
yes.
Right.
variations.
Wraps in every way. Wraps.
There you
This is
go.
a wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, you wrap your top. Mhm.
Yes. That's a wrap.
Yes.
Had to let the arms go free this morning. I don't know.
Yeah.
Even though the weather is that way.
Mine too.
Yeah, I kind of feel,
You see my little tight maga muscle, right?
Yes.
Look, a muscle is a muscle. Don't worry about it. Lift water bottles. Just get the water bottles and go
I
in
used to do
and
that.
out. In and out.
Water bottle. Put that one.
Yes, he
Fine,
says
fine,
wrap up
fine.
time. Yes, Ryan, it's wrap up time. So, as we said, we are talking this morning about Tings and Time, Google versus Dictionary. And when we were in school and we were given homework, right? We had to go home. And if we started to appreciate how words sound, and even now they look on the paper, like you wrote a word that it wasn't and, it wasn't but, it wasn't what, it wasn't, right? It looked fancy. And then you would try now to write it in a sentence and structure it and all that. And as you sat, whether in a library or home, right, you felt that sense of accomplishment that you were actually learning.
Try putting on a sentence by yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
And you
Right.
feel big.
Mhm.
You feel good.
You felt good.
I was able to put that word in a sentence.
Yeah, but that used to be weekly homework for me. When I
Yes.
got to, I think that was from like grade 5 and grade 6. You would get a word, and then you would have to. And look, back then the dictionary was revered. We never took the dictionary back and forth to school in fear that it got damaged.
Right.
The dictionary would be left at home practically for research purposes. It would occupy a place of honor. At least mine was. I
Yeah.
wouldn't take it to school. When I go home, I would sit and go through it and look for the word and the meaning and make up a sentence and stuff like that. So,
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
things have changed or evolved or whatever is happening.
Mhm. And what I used to do too is I used to just go through the dictionary and spell the words. I would spell them. I
Yeah.
was never a part of a spelling bee competition or anything like that, but I would just go through the dictionary and spell the words. And if the
Me
word
too.
was even big, I remember one time going to Mama, my grandmother, with a word. I couldn't get the pronunciation of the word. And Mama showed me how to break it down
Mm-hmm.
in syllables. And so we broke down the word and she helped me to pronounce it. Say after that, it was reeling off my tongue. All when in a no context, me just so proud of myself.
Of course.
Me just a talk
Yeah.
words. But I
Yeah.
was able to master it.
Mm-hmm.
But I really used to go through the dictionary and just practice to
Yeah.
spell the words.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
I
I used to
am.
love doing that too.
Yeah. I was a part of spelling bee, and it's primarily because I think my teacher recognized my love of words. Cause
mhm,
when you're little, you don't know nothing about yourself. Like now, in hindsight, I can say, well, I love words, but back then, I don't think I knew. I mean, I don't think I
Mm-hmm.
recognized that, or I could not articulate it then. I may have felt some kind of way, but if you ask me, I would know what to say. But I remember when we used to like Lady D said, go through the dictionary and just read it. And then
Mm-hmm.
like somebody like me who I never had TV growing up.
mhm,
So I was a voracious reader. The more you give me, the more I want. The more see me have my bookcase right here. So I have if I have books, I am comfortable. Even now, you don't have to give me no TV and all.
mhm.
I can
Mm-hmm.
just sit and read and just be fine. Any place I'm
Yeah.
traveling,
My mother is
I
like
have
that.
a
She's an
book.
avid reader.
Yeah,
We got
yeah.
it from
Even when I
her.
went to the
I
hospital, I made sure I had my Kindle.
Mhm.
I
And my daughter was saying, Mommy, you can't bring book with you. And I said, I'm gonna bring my Kindle. And I put my Kindle under my pillow in the
Mm.
hospital. 'Cause I was
Mhm.
gonna be there for a couple of days. Because
Right.
I just have it's a comfort to me,
yeah.
books and words and things of that nature. But I tend to sort of well, I have changed my tune a little bit because I used to feel a little bit concerned for the younger generation. But see what's happening now, I think they will be just fine because I think we have the best of both worlds in that we are now reaping the Google aspect where you just speak your request and bam, you,
Right.
you go through. And
Mhm.
we also remember the days when we had to pick up the book and thumb through it,
Right.
thumb. And you
Mhm.
have to can't spell for know if a I or a E come before whichever.
Right.
I
That
Mm-hmm.
remember we have
that's
a
it.
little rhyme. I
Mhm.
comes before
Before
E, E
I
E
before
before
and
E
E
not
after
except
after
after
C.
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 Yeah.
I
Them
before
kids don't
E
know them
except
something
after
there.
C.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Because that's how I think even with
Yes.
even with the Bible, we
Uh-huh.
you were taught like sword in hand and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
So when I granted now the use of your physical Bible not is not for many. You don't find a lot of us taking our Bibles to
That's
church
Right.
true.
because we have it on our devices.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a time when yes, you would, and you would sit and see people struggling to find First Corinthians,
Listen, by the time them find it, them finish reading the scripture up
right?
there.
Yeah.
Because
It
so
done long time.
yes, so just like anything else, if you're taught and you practice, then you get it. You're
Yeah.
able to, and the same thing with words, which is why it is such a remarkable thing when you can read
Yep.
because
Mm-hmm.
you have a thirst, a quest to learn more. Many people
Right.
do. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but if you're illiterate, you are basically functioning. day to day. They're people like those, however, are sometimes even way more observant.
Yeah. Because now you
But
have the functioning illiterate person.
Functioning illiterate.
Yeah.
Yes.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But may I say something too? As much as sometimes we, especially earlier, um, we're against the kids using tablets and whatever. I find it to be beneficial to them at this age and stage because as young as you can find them, they're into their tablets. But they have so many educational things on it. I find that they're learning to read faster.
Mm-hmm.
When we
Yeah.
were
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
when we were going to school, they had to, we had to have somebody who teach us, so we didn't go to school until a certain time. If we learned our ABCs from home, it has to be somebody who was educated or who at least could read themselves, who would be able to
Mm-hmm.
teach a child their ABCs and at least to spell their names before they got to school at 6 years old or
Yes.
first
Yes.
grade, what you call it, basic school.
Mm-hmm.
So now as soon as them reach 1 or a few months, they have a
Yeah.
tablet in their hand and you hear them teaching the ABCs and the stuff like that. In no time, my niece is autistic and Shantae was able to read from before she was 3. Being autistic and wasn't talking very much. And when she started talking, realized she could read any big words or no. They
Yeah.
can't, when she went to school, they can't believe her. Oh, she can read. Now, my sister taught her, but she also had the aid of the tablet that
Right.
helped her.
And as we realize now, with the use of Google, I mean, it has opened our minds to so many other things that we would not have known
That's
then.
true.
So even though some people are saying, oh, we need to go grab one book, the fast-paced lifestyle that we are functioning in now, it don't always allow us to go grab a book. If somebody
Yeah.
asks
True.
me, the first thing
True.
I say, Google.
Life is
Truthfully,
adaptive. Life
right?
is
You
adaptive.
have to, same.
Yeah.
So I just say Google. If you are
Yeah.
thinking that, oh, we don't want to read, so we can read.
I don't
But
remember when me
how
asked
many
my
of us
mother.
have the time?
I don't remember what I asked my mother one day. Yeah, my mother turned to me and said, Google it. I said, look here now.
All right now.
My mother said, Google it. I
You
said,
see
all
that?
right.
All right, so hold that laughter moment. We'll be right back. The show is brought to you by the VM Group. Stay with us.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow.
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with VMBS.
10:30 a.m. Welcome back to Satideh Mawnin Runnings. Oh Lord, we are just going back in time and saying, man, we remember the days when we used to use a dictionary. It's who said they used what? Let me just hop on over to the chat because it's an interactive program. Welcome everyone. Charles, he says, when I was in school, I grew up with the Webster Dictionary. So when my parents or grandparents use a word, I used to try to find out what they're talking about. See? So she had a curious mind. Andrea says Nelson had a small dictionary. Yes. Sister Martin says, I never have dictionary. We have to go to the library to use a dictionary.
There.
Yeah, you see?
If only today's children would pick up the dictionary and learn to spell. We don't know about it would be nice. And there are parents who have a dictionary today in their houses and they still encourage their children to look at it. But the quick turnaround for that is to grab your phone, your tablet, your laptop, and just do the search and you find what you want. And there's some reputable people who have done their research that you can almost say yes. This is say a good 85% accurate or even 90.
Mm-hmm.
And you work with that. So no worry. What Andrea says
Mhm.
here now, Andrea says sword in hand is best and more fun with the physical Bible. That's true. Um,
Well, yeah. And you're
sister
playing certain games, of
Marissa
course.
says, I believe reading is a gift because is not all can read. That is so true. Ryan says your IEST, your tongue between your teeth. Okay. Mhm. All right. Yes. So now that here we are talking Tings and Times.
Mm-hmm.
Who used the word that we have to be adaptive? If we are not, you'll find that you are more stressed than the
Yes.
people
Yeah.
who are using and have adapted to these new
Hmm.
means of technology.
Mm-hmm. But
Hmm.
we can't fight technology,
Mm-mm.
No, because it's
We can't
it,
we
it's
can't fight technology because back in that's what I'm saying. We have the best of both worlds, I'm thinking. Because we can hop over to the past and we are standing right in the present.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a matter of thinking, is Google a help or is it a hindrance? And for us, because we have known another, not say a better, but another way of doing things, we can make a decision when we need help. We can make a decision whether we're gonna have to Google or we're gonna go back to what we know, which is dictionary, and look things up. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I
Mhm.
mean? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, but and then also we can't, for somebody like me with grandchildren, we us the parents can't really, or we can, but we shouldn't just wail about the fact that children nowadays are educated differently or they don't have the same challenges, because if we had the opportunity to use the search engines and tools that they are now using, we
Mm-hmm.
would have used it. And maybe
Yes.
some of us
Oh yeah.
have dreamt,
Oh yeah.
yeah, maybe some of us have dreamt of this day when we can now, have at our disposal these things that the younger one have. And nothing is wrong. Nobody is gonna stop you from teaching your child the way you were taught.
Right.
Nothing
Exactly.
wrong with it. So instead of them coming to you and you just say, go ask Google. Some things may be a little tricky to explain,
Mm-hmm.
given maybe the child's age, and it might be better, or maybe it come with graphics and you prefer them to do is Google. But nothing wrong with if you tell them look in the dictionary, or whatever the case be. So we
Yes,
have the best of both worlds, I'm
And
thinking,
to
but we can lean also to the past if we need to, or if we
that's
think
true.
it's better.
Mm-hmm.
right, and to add to that, Sharnet, my grandmother used to teach Jamal. You remember Jamal
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
in
And
the
Mm.
in the in the community, and I used to go with her out to the church when she used to teach the adults the Jamal class, and even though she used to teach Jamal, she herself was limited because
mm-hmm.
she didn't go to high school or whatever. But the little that she learned at school, she was able to impart with somebody else. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine what she could have done even more for me and even those Jamal students that she had? More
Mm-hmm.
if she had gone further, if she had learned more, if we had Google
Mm-hmm.
or
Mm-hmm.
tablet or something,
Mm-hmm.
internet, just
Yes.
the
Right.
internet, bring more information to her. I think she was a yearner for learning, so I
Mm-hmm.
think
Mm-hmm.
she would have gone even further. She probably would have gone back to school. You never know.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably would have.
I agree because even I have mentioned here before, even of my grandmother, Mama was just naturally bright,
Yes,
but
mom,
she
grandma
was she
too.
wasn't able to pursue her education. But the level at which she stopped,
Right.
which was still young, early,
Yes,
Mama could write you anything, a
grandmother too. She got
recommendation,
married at
a
16.
speech,
Think about.
anything, anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's my
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
my very good bestie, Wayne. every day talks
Yes.
about my grandmother who had written a recommendation for him
Right.
when he
Yeah.
was going to school. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the recommendation just sold.
Right. Let me tell you, and I
Yeah.
I have long admired the way old English, the British English is my favorite kind.
Me too.
Yeah.
When I came here on this American English business, you drop off, use off of words, you put
Mhm.
color, it's COLOR, it's not COLOUR. You
Yes.
Mhm.
were just all over the
Schedule
place.
and schedule.
Oh, all girl child, never
Yeah.
talk about that. And
But
you know the funny thing? Let me tell you the funny thing now. Being here, and then like when we go to Jamaica, right? You go home and you don't realize that I was at the airport when I noticed that some of the what you call them now? The reps, when you go to the air, you're going to check in or whatever.
yes.
There was I'm talking to them. I mean, as far as you mean know a patwa me attack, but I end up saying schedule. So instead of saying,
No,
Jamaica go
Jesus.
say schedule, you
Schedule.
go schedule.
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 Me no
Schedule.
remember
Schedule.
nothing about that,
Yeah.
So me do the attack and me just say, so the schedule is changed. And them just start give me the side eye. One look on the other one look on the other one. And then me have to tell myself, say, wait, and what me do?
Yes.
And then them say schedule. So me say, oh, schedule me attack, schedule.
Yeah.
So you
Schedule.
just laugh and say, boy, I want to mix up, want to go on there too long. And so you don't
Yeah.
realize that you have adapted,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
some of this new age business
That is true.
with the language.
Yes.
That is true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I
So,
remember when I started going to College of New Rochelle, I had to do an English class, a literature class, and the way I wrote, the teacher asked me. She was very creative. So what she did when she came in the very first day, she said, "I'm going to give you 5 minutes." She just asked us our names. We told her our names, and then she said, "I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write anything that you want to write." And then after the 5 minutes, wherever you
you
end,
stop.
wherever I say stop, you stop.
Mm.
Mm.
And that's what. And let me tell you something. In that 5 minutes, I poured out a story to
Mm.
her.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
And when she says stop, I think I stopped at and because and she said put your pens down, and I started reading. Well, not me. She started let everybody read. When she got to me, I read the story. The class was quiet.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The class
Mm-hmm.
was quiet, and she asked me,
Mm-hmm.
"Where are you from?"
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And I told her. And she asked me
Mm-hmm.
if that's where I went to school. I said yes. And then
Mm-hmm.
another teacher, when I went into the other class, she said, so you're from the standard English capital of the world."
That's
Oh
right.
yes,
That's what she
ma'am.
said to me.
Oh yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
yes.
Yes. Yes.
No shame in our game with that.
Yes. But
Because sometimes they want to look at you as if you should have feel a little way about it.
No,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna feel that way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think I've mentioned it before. A friend of mine, when she left Jamaica to come here to college, for the life of her, she couldn't pass the English.
Listen to me.
Wow.
And it's not that she had gotten a good pass in her
Mm-hmm.
Really?
English exam in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So
Really?
she went about 3 times. And then it was another friend who had been living here for some time and went through the school system and said,
Mm-hmm.
she said, what they give you to write? She tell her, she said, all right, write something, let me see. And she wrote it. She said, hey, this too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Not
Yeah.
give them so much information. Them not
Mm-hmm.
they don't process like that.
Precisely.
No.
So it's not her, it's
Listen.
them.
It's not her, it's
Listen
them.
to me.
And
Yes.
and even because I used to write for Street Hype. I was a contributor. I've
Oh,
done it in
okay.
a long
Yes.
time. I used to
Uh-huh.
write in Street Hype, and other people would ask me to write stuff. And I would write linkage even at a paper. One time linkage asked me to do some spread on some something, me do me research, and I was able to write it. A gentleman had called me. We were on 4th Avenue. Gentleman called me and asked me um if I'm the person, because somebody passed on my phone number, and he asked me if I'm the person who wrote. And I said, yes. He said, you're from Jamaica. I say,
Mm-hmm.
yes, because it's most of Jamaicans at this radio station. He said, well, my dear, from I'm reading all them articles where everybody all right. Your article made so much sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he was saying to me that you put a lot of structure. So it wasn't all over the place.
Right.
He was saying, I enjoyed reading your work. And the paper used to come out like every week. And
Yes, I
so
remember.
I would write in there and thing. Then somebody asked me to write some letter for them. I don't remember what they were doing. And they send it back and say, Lady D, the letter is good, but believe me, this not gonna do me well.
Whoa.
Too much, because you we write and expound and
Mm-hmm.
share the theme of what you're writing,
Mm-hmm.
and so over the years now, of course, when you write for certain people, you have to you have to kind of
Mm-hmm.
tailor it away. Even when you
But,
sit back and read it, you're like, me wouldn't usually write this way, but
yeah, but you know
you
what?
have to,
Yes,
That
yes.
is a source of frustration for me, you know.
yeah.
That is a source of frustration because it's like you're stepping down.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Listen,
call
I'm
for.
having a little. I'm having. This is just hitting home to me right here now because I'm in school and I'm having issues with the questions that they're asking us, and I'm doing mental health right now. That's it, the class I'm doing right now. There's certain communication, there's certain way of communicating to people with mental health that you have to pass it on the exams and quizzes and so on. And I had to say to my professor one day, I said, Professor, I don't know if it's me or something wrong with my brain or something, but I am not interpreting the questions the same way that you do or the other people do. Because
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me feel like I'm stupid. And
Mm-hmm.
I said, moreover, I would not speak to somebody that way. If that's the answer, that's not how I would speak to someone. She said, you have to take yourself out of the equation. That was it. And you have
Mm-hmm.
to take yourself, whatever
Mm-hmm.
you feel, whatever you believe, you have to take. So what I have to do is to study and retain the way you have to ask the question to the person with the mental health. And I'm
Yeah.
having a struggle with that
With
because that's
that,
not how
Yeah.
I speak, and that's
right.
not how I would speak to someone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's the struggle.
I used to do new hire training. I did that for years, and because of that, I had to I was teaching adults, so I had to address adults, and I used to have a manual that I had to complete within a 2 week time frame because some depending on what department, because I did it for the entire company. So depending on the department you're going, it was tailored to where you're going. So some training was 2 weeks, some was three. And I'm telling you, it was a challenge with how Jackie, like you said, how articles were written,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
to the point where my boss ended up letting me do, was like, okay, rewrite some of the content. I had to do like a PowerPoint. She said rewrite some of the content, and then when I did that, it made it easier for me because I had to do a lot of speaking and a lot of reading within that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one and then because I can speak Spanish, one Spanish lady was in the class, and I mean, at any given time, I would have more than one Spanish speaking person. And she said something, and I was able to reply to her. And for me, that was sharpening my skills and keeping me relevant. I
Mm-hmm.
was so happy when I get it. And one day she just said, Miss Brown, why you gotta be so bougie? And I'm like, bougie? Miss,
Yeah.
someone calling me, I'm being bougie. She said, she's telling me even the Spanish words I'm using is the bougie kind of
Yes,
Spanish.
you have the
Because remember, they're
patois.
broken. They have your
It's not
broken
patois,
Spanish,
but you have the broken Spanish, and I have
Just
the Spanish, and I can tell the
But
difference
girl
too.
child, which part of me if you know broken Spanish, ma?
Because I got them teachers at school.
So I had to say, I said to her, I said, look, I said, I am sorry if it's coming across that way because apparently she was offended. I said, look here, I can't do any better. I said, I was taught Spanish by Franciscan sisters. These women did not teach us any insults. They didn't teach us any curse words. They didn't teach any slang. We had to
Right.
learn it the
Yeah.
standard way. So I said, I'm happy to have you to, speak to and go back and forth. So I said, I am not intending to be bougie, as you put it, but I said, that's all I know. So she took it upon herself to teach me some slang and some bad words
Oh,
because I don't know it. I don't know it.
Yes.
but
That was funny.
speaking
Huh?
of words, Lady D,
Yeah.
there are some new words that are making it to
True.
the dictionary, and I'm sure
Yes,
you can pick up
brother.
from there.
Go on.
Oh, yes.
I'm sure you
Yes.
can pick up from there.
Yes. Yes.
How about irregardless?
Oh, God, I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. You know what? You hear that so often. I
Often.
cannot
Yes.
stand that word. Not go irregardless.
Brong.
It's
Brong.
regardless.
The first time
Brong,
I heard brong,
you brung your A game today, girl.
listen, the first time I heard brong, Auntie Paula and I had gone to Brooklyn
Uh-huh.
to meet a lady. And we had happened to run into a young woman. I don't remember how we did, but anyway, we got a ride with her. And in talking to her, she used the word brong. Me no know
An
what
What's that?
American. An American lady?
Brung.
American
Oh,
lady?
Lord.
No, she not. But she here a while.
Oh,
I,
that's
I don't know how I didn't drop through this car seat. I shot
Oh, wow.
because I couldn't figure how to do bring brought brung
Brong.
No. Uh-uh.
brung head.
That can't
You don't
fix.
know.
That can't fix. No.
I
Bronx.
was
Bronx.
I was
You have to throw with that. Listen to me. You
Listen.
remember our former president, number 45, who shall
Oh,
remain nameless?
oh.
yes.
You remember one word my grandmother said, don't take oath and don't declare. One word he has caused me to dislike is the word tremendous.
Oh yes.
Him use that
It's
word, you
overused.
can hardly see him on the screen for whatever reason, and him not use the word tremendous.
Yes.
And then I remember one time he said
I,
bigly. And I'm like,
yes,
bigly?
But it is there though.
Apparently there's a word
yes,
called bigly.
Yeah.
Lord help us.
yes, yes,
So
but
the,
because a lot of these words, my sister and I were talking this morning. I was telling her the show that we're having, and she loves words too, and reading and all that. And I was telling her the kind of show that we're having this morning, and she says that there are some words that are making it to the dictionary because of social media relevance.
Yes. Yes.
And
You know which one, Jackie? I'm gonna jump right in and you continue. I'm just agreeing, and
no, man, go on.
because of my age and my stage, I may not remember.
that's all right.
No, but you remember when Mary J. Blige came out with this song and she said hateration?
Yes.
You know they put that in the dictionary because people
Yes.
started using it thinking it was a real word.
Word.
So now they had to put it in the dictionary.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Hateration.
goodness.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, go on. Sorry. Make
No,
your
man,
point.
go on. Go on. You can't remember no more. How about no? And these words that I'm giving you, to, Natty said that this one is gonna make it to the irregardless. That one is gonna make it to
I
the
hope not. I
dictionary.
hope not.
How
I
about
will
bling
never say irregardless.
bling bling
Ah,
bling bling
that's
is another
slang.
one.
Yes.
How about on big? I know this morning is the first time I heard that one. On
What I
big,
mean, on dig,
on big, big.
on big. I've never
On
heard
big.
that one. What that
Well,
mean?
that's another one that's gaining popularity.
Not to
Like
be
people are
big.
getting ready for summer, they want to unbig their back, so they're gonna go to the gym and unbig it. and unbig
Okay.
your waist or unbig your the weight for
Unbig
summer.
your whole torso.
Unbig, yes.
Excuse me.
And this morning was the first time I heard that one. Unbig. Lady D kind of speechless. Watch Lady D, she's
No.
speechless.
Drink your water, lady D. Sip look water cool on your heart, yeah, girl.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
remember, pardon me, but remember, Bootylicious made it to the dictionary.
That's a shame, man.
That's what
It
I'm
did make
saying.
it to the dictionary. Pardon my language.
So because we were taught under the British system, some of these things when we hear them, they seem so, now I can say, ridiculous. These words, they don't even sound right repeating. It don't sound
No.
like it makes sense, does it? But again, here we are in a new era,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
things are more readily accepted. So
Yeah. And then our
Right.
age is showing. That show we up because me can digest that one day.
mhm,
On bigger. Look at me now. Forgot. So we're going to use bootylicious in a sentence.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know, if you use it,
A
um,
teacher really have accept
you know,
bootylicious in an
that's it,
essay
that's it.
yeah.
or something of that nature? I don't know.
Unbig. Unbig. I must be going in some book or another, but also there are certain words that will make it to the Merriam-Webster dictionary and not the Oxford because of their
Right, right.
standards.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So
let's try bootylicious in a sentence.
Hmm.
As I watched from yeah, so let's try. All of us are gonna put
how
bootylicious
weak.
in a
Ask the
sentence.
audience. Ask the audience to write these words in a
Yes,
sentence. Ryan,
bootylicious.
please bigly in a sentence for me.
As I
Bigly.
watched from the rear of the theater, we could see how bootylicious she looked.
Bootylicious.
All right.
It still
Me
not
next.
sound good.
That I'm
Huh?
gonna try. So
I
bootylicious.
try, we are try.
I try. We are try. So as I watched the stage from the rear,
Okay.
we could
Yes.
see how bootylicious she appeared.
Lord of mercy. All right.
Well,
All right.
here we are
So
now. As
Andrea,
a
put
requirement
irregardless.
of being a backup dancer for Beyonce, it it is advised only apply if you're bootylicious.
Ooh, all right.
Me no know.
Come, Jackie, come.
Okay.
Come,
The
Jackie.
my new date think I'm absolutely bootylicious.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now,
You know,
what
I'm
is
not,
the
I'm not on a date,
definition
but
of bootylicious?
just to advise you, know, me don't have any date, but that's the sentence.
Now, what you said, the data wait.
Oh,
The date
Andrea,
is waiting.
Jackie,
Look here
Andrea,
now.
hold on,
If
sir.
we, oh,
Sir, hold
sorry.
on. Jackie, Andrea is asking you to repeat.
Oh, irregardless. Irregardless. I'm asking her to use irregardless in a sentence. And Ryan is going to use bigly.
All right.
Who else? Beverly. Beverly can use unbig.
Mm-hmm.
Come, Sister Morrison, use unbig in
Oh,
a
Sister
sentence.
Viola. Yes, Sister Morrison.
Mhm.
Well, we're going. She
So,
never hear.
right. So here is a new word. So, all right, I think we tried.
Ryan
Give,
died.
give it our best shot.
Now here is
Ryan, I think
No,
hard.
I
here is
think hard.
all right, here is a word. Abnegation. What comes to mind?
What's that?
Amni, amni,
Abnegation. Abnegation. Ab-
abnegation.
abnegation. Without much thought, what comes to mind?
Abnegation.
Abnegation.
That sound like a toss up between obligation and
And
abstaining from something.
abstinence. Yeah.
Them are cousin.
Ab-
It's
an
the
obligation.
offspring. It's the offspring of abstinence and
An
obligation.
obligation. Yeah.
Me don't know what that.
All right. Denial, renunciation of a doctrine or belief.
Okay.
Abnegation. Okay, so I learned a new word this morning because I've never used that word.
Yes, abnegation. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Abney. How do you spell it?
abnegation.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Abne.
abney. Oh, I thought you said abney.
Not I,
Yes.
not with an I.
Oh, oh,
Abnegation.
okay.
E.
Okay. Okay, I
Gation.
was going with the I.
Right. So
Mhm.
see their words now. Who have another one?
Lady, you have to put this one up there with Sister Viola Charles.
I think he should unbig. Charlesy, I think he should unbig his ears.
Mm-mm.
I saw
Charlesy.
that.
Oi. Okay.
I should unbig his ears. Oh my goodness. Any other?
Okay, here, let me just put a no, Sister Morrison had written something. When I was growing up, my mother could not read, but my father could. He was the one star teaching us to spell up till when we reached 7 years old to start school.
Wow.
Yes, I'm
A lot
telling
of times,
you.
a lot of times it's the opposite.
Mm-hmm.
It would be the opposite, but now it's the father who's doing the teaching. That's great.
I'm posting something here from Andrea, but I'm thinking maybe something was said prior. She says, I kept asking myself if him no know English. I keep saying use something else.
No,
Oh.
that's probably talking about number 45 with the tremendous.
Oh, okay. So
I'm thinking, I'm
Oh.
not so sure, but maybe.
now,
Yes.
Ryan,
Yes.
you can't make no sentence yet. What is that face going on there, sir?
Bigly.
Sharon, you have a word.
No, I can't
See
accept it.
if
I'm
you can.
trying.
I don't
Okay.
remember any of the bigly sentences.
Oh yes. We're gonna build the wall. We're gonna do it bigly.
Aye. Yes.
Oh yeah. The first, I mean, I literally fell. Oh, I said, hold on. And somebody else had commented about the word. And that's when it was said, no, it's a real word.
Yes.
Bigly.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
I've never
Anytime.
used that word.
Mm-hmm.
I've
RC. Well,
never
whatever
heard
word you
anyone
guys see
use
are
it
used.
before or since. I must
Mm-hmm.
see him alone it make for.
What if it's
Not Billy. What's wrong with Ryan talking about Billy? It's not Billy, it's Bigly. Lord have mercy. Ryan, back to the class, Ryan.
all right? See if you can use irregardless.
No,
Because
no, me
here's
not touch that one there.
this is where I heard that word the first time I hear some of these words. The first time I hear them is
Boy.
the brong. I heard like high school kids with it when I came here. I was on the bus, and I said, I know school them I come from.
No, please.
I said them I look like a basic or primary school picnic them.
Hush.
I said, bro, it's like
Hush.
I was
You're
swamped. I
shocked.
said, bro. We said, bro is a word. Them use it here. Them actually use it.
So
It's like me if you ask my cousins that. I said, I've never heard that word before. When I
I
use a bro,
I know. I'm telling you, and the lady used it about say
yeah,
90 years ago is the first time I hear that.
Wow.
yes.
First
Wow.
time. So, irregardless. You're not try, Sharon.
You know where I have heard, the first time I heard irregardless, it was in church. And I dare to say the majority of the time I've heard that word used is in church.
That's true.
Really?
I
Yeah?
think I
Yes.
heard it too, sharing it. Yes,
Yep.
there.
I've heard it.
Yes.
And
Hear
it's
it.
usually, and it's not somebody next to me saying, irregardless of the weather, we will be attending. No, it's from somebody giving an oration.
Oh.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm.
All
I'm
right.
Oh,
going to leave it.
Andrea, put
I'm
up
going
our
to leave it right
sentence.
there.
Here, Charles is trying here now. He is so irregardless with his behavior.
Lord of mercy.
Oh,
Right, Charles, thank you. Thank you for
Andrea, put up
trying.
hers.
Andrea says, I told them, irregardless of what you think, that's my belief. Okay.
Ah, okay, that's a good one.
Mhm.
I missed it. What about it?
Oh, Andrea's, she says, where is it?
I told them.
Yes, I told them, irregardless of what you think, that's my belief.
Well, there you go.
Mhm.
All right.
We will take that one, Drea.
But Drea, you remember I was your tutor one time. Yeah, I was Drea English tutor one time. Yes.
My sister has a good way with words, and she
Mhm.
was giving me an incident one time. I think it was a new worker or somebody who came because she was a supervisor, and she wrote something, and when she gave it back to the young lady, it was she had all kind of red marks and so all over his paper. So my
Oh.
sister said after that, not just after that, people were scared to give her anything that they wrote because them did afraid say she's going to put a few marks through it and write over
Mm,
the top of, put on top of it what's supposed to be written there or spell the word how it's supposed to be spelled and stuff like that.
Oh.
So
But you
say
know something I have learned over time, if someone writes something and they ask you to proofread or what have you, there was a time I would almost like rewrite this something. And I
Mhm,
found that, that's not the way to go.
mhm.
You can either make your notes, make suggestions, even recommendations or so on, but you don't rewrite the person's work.
Yeah, that's
You
true
allow,
because
you allow them to go back and really view their content, look at their content, and see what changes. Because if they ask you for help, it simply means they think you know something and can help them,
mhm,
mhm.
right? So I remember the first time I rewrote somebody's work and they were not pleased, and I was embarrassed after really listening to them. Because sometimes you start to read and the first paragraph hits you or the first line, and you're like, mm-mm. But I realize you have to be respectful and show them,
Yeah.
give them pointers. Don't just
Mhm.
slap something back to them.
yes, that's
'Cause
true
that's
because
not helping them either. So I learned that.
Yeah. What
it's
I
also
usually what I
sometimes
usually do if I'm proofreading for somebody, because I used to assist on a magazine, and I would, when people submitted articles, I would just like, if the spelling was incorrect, then I would change the spelling and like the tense or something like that. But I wouldn't try to convey the meaning of whatever it is they were trying to say.
that was my
If the
point.
sentence was not constructed in the best way, I'm not reconstructing it. I would just spell the word that was incorrectly spelled. I will fix that. And
Mhm.
then I would also, if it's a tense situation, I would say, well, is it past tense, future tense, present tense? What are you trying to say? But
Mhm.
sometimes what is there, they understand it that way, and it's not meant for me to really go in and rewrite, because then the whole thing gets thrown out. When you read further down, if you do
Yes,
line by line, you're in problems. You have to read the whole thing to get the picture
I agree.
yes,
before you
because
start
sometimes you might
offering any.
change the meaning of what they're really trying to
Precisely.
convey.
And you're going off
A
way
whole,
left.
Wait,
You're going off
yeah,
yes,
way left.
yes,
Yeah.
and
yeah.
confuse them in the process.
Oh, yeah. And then I was saying, "No,
Mhm.
that me mean, and where get that
Mhm.
from?"
Right. All
Yeah.
right. Stay with us. It's 5 minutes after 11 o'clock. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone. For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author's Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.
Welcome back. Tings and Times, Google versus Dictionary. Man, we're having a really hearty conversation this morning.
May I say something here, Lady D? We don't want to be biased. Who says that these could not be words that could actually be used?
It's
Some of
just,
these, some.
it's,
Why do we think that they can't put these into circulation generally?
I would say well, because of how we were taught and for the origins of words, the root words, some of these words, even if they have created definitions for them, they're not really coming from any kind of how should I put it? Any kind of
Origin?
origin
The root is not very well established, put it that way.
Thank you very much.
It just haul up so.
Yeah.
Because look at hateration. And I'm not putting any hateration on hateration, might I say.
Right. Yes.
However, we know that songs in itself, songs are not grammatically correct. We know that.
Right.
Play on words.
We know that because you want things to rhyme. You have to remember they're being sung. So you may drop a word off, or that's where you have half and all them things. Yeah. However, I think that everything has its place. And if you want to adopt these things, it's fine. But to splice them into the long and well-established dictionary with words that you can trace way back, I don't think that is the way to go. I think they should have a dictionary of slangs then.
Yeah, my sister says there is a dictionary of.
Yeah, so keep it separate and apart, because I like slangs. I like to keep as an older person, I like to keep relevant because I like to be able to have a discourse with the younger generation. And I like when I learn the new stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, what's the latest one I learned? Oh, cap. Now, if I'm talking to you, Jackie, and you say something to me and you finish and I say, oh, that's cap. Or if I'm saying, Lady D, so and so and so and so, no cap. You know what that means?
No clue.
That means I'm not lying.
Oh.
So if I say, man, the venue was packed, there were so many people there, so and so and so, no cap. Or if I don't say no cap, if Lady D know what cap is, she will say to me, no cap. Or cap or no cap. You, Jackie, if you tell me about how sweet your potato pudding is, and I know, say, I know so it go. You see, when you don't talk, me just say, that's cap. That means I appear like you tell me. You understand?
Okay.
So you see those kind of, and that's one of the slangs they have now. So I think a book of slangs is relevant.
Yeah, I think they do have
because
it.
I really like to engage it. Yeah, because sometimes you're in some situations and you're with the younger generation, you want to bridge the gap. You don't want to come off as stiff and starchy. You want to be able to be flexible and go with it.
Okay. So when we talk about root words and where they're coming from way back, they have their roots from way back. Some of these words probably were derived from other words from way, way, way back in history. Some of these words that we actually use now that we right. So what if this is the root for these words? The words that we know already. What if that's the new root for these new words.
You have a
Okay.
point.
You have a
And
point.
I
then
think for the
decades
most
down the
part,
road,
yeah,
decades, centuries down the road, they can say
yeah,
this word was derived from
From.
that.
yeah. Or
Mhm.
maybe it's not derived, but it's a play on the word.
Or
Right.
or in
It's
a
Because
a
play.
play on the word.
right, because
But I,
if bootylicious just came out of somebody's
Mhm.
mouth, somebody just uttered that,
yeah,
right? And it just sounds so
Like it really descriptive.
yeah, descriptive. Same so.
Yeah.
The moment you hear it,
mhm.
you know what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
Then me not know if there's no root to that. That are just somebody will just say something. So that
Right,
should
but
stay in a
irregardless,
slang.
probably could have a place, maybe.
Yeah, that kind of a place
Yeah,
because we know it's coming from regardless. But
yeah,
some of them words may die a slow death, because me not see no future for
yeah, that's
boodle.
true. Well, they don't. They're already. People barely use it again.
Mm.
You
Andrea
know.
said,
Yeah,
Andrea says, but they keep changing. They would have to update the dictionary every maybe 5 years.
yeah, that's true. I agree.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
All right. Also, some of our words that our ancestors came with from Africa,
Hmm.
they have that we have lost them. Or even who to tell that some of what we do say, look at our patois words and so and such.
Hmm.
It's some of it, a lot of it is coming from our African ancestry.
Right.
And
Yeah,
we don't
yeah, we know that.
recognize them as words. So why do we think that some of it is not playing into our English right now and changing
I don't think
some
any
of
of it is English, actually.
no, I
I
don't think
don't.
it's
I
English, but I'm saying
me
it's
not
playing
think.
into
No, me
like
not think to
added
the
to.
African. What's that?
I'm saying like let me see if I can come up with a word. I can think of a word. But I mean
Hmm.
our African ancestry, those slaves that came here with their language,
Hmm.
where is
Mm-hmm.
it? It got lost because we were forced to speak English or what we
Yeah,
know as English.
Hmm.
yeah,
So a lot of people are retouching their African um, history or
Roots.
ancestry, and they're reaching back for some of those words that they know,
yeah.
Hmm.
and
But you remember, where
playing
is
it
Ricky? Where we
into
need him? Where is Ricky? You
Right.
remember
yeah,
when Ricky gave us
Ricky, be real.
the whole
Yes.
spiel about that English? I forgot how he phrased it. I think he said it was a bastard language. Is that how he said it?
I think
Yeah,
so.
Ricky,
Yes.
forgive me
it
for
was
misquoting you, but he had given us a very eloquent
Hmm.
yeah description. I
way.
mean, it wasn't even
Yeah, because
description. Yes,
English they pick up a little Dutch, a little
yeah,
German, a little French, a
and a
little
little this
something,
and that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
and they
Yeah.
it's
came
not.
up
It
with
wasn't a
words.
formal. It wasn't a formal language.
Right.
So that's what I'm
Hmm.
saying. Maybe some of our African words played into those words and make it an English word. Maybe me not putting it right, but I'm just
No, I
thinking
think
that
I think we understand you.
Yeah.
We
I'm just
understand
thinking
you.
that our African, the part of us got lost. What we're debating right now is that the English that we learned, that was forced upon us, the English that we learned, that's what we consider standard right now. And if we go into a place and speak any patois, it's just know that patois is being accepted then and people look on your bad and look on you funny.
Yeah, yeah. We're not seeing the cover shirts.
What's that,
Oh
Sharon?
We need to
no,
see you showing us.
You are showing us?
it's just a pocketbook of quotations.
Oh, okay.
I like quotes.
Oh,
I
me
Okay.
think I
too.
lost the one I
And
was trying
my
to.
son loves quotes, so he tries
Hmm.
to create
I
some,
love
and I love
quotes.
it. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say something with regards to what you were just saying, Jackie. And it got out my head. You see how the brains
Oh,
are
Yeah.
work now?
Yeah.
Beverly
Yeah.
Gauntlet said something about the
Okay,
language.
that's Sister Morrison. That is truth. That is what I learned, that we were forced to speak English. We should have been speaking African language.
Yeah,
Okay.
but with the dipping and dodging and hiding and self-preservation, that kind of get lost in
Yes.
the sauce.
Yeah, get
Yes.
But
lost.
how about, but going, since we're talking about dictionary versus Google, we have delved into dictionary a whole lot. How about when Google lead you astray?
Then that's what I was saying. That's what I
Yes,
That
was
has
you
saying.
been
said
known to
that.
happen.
Yes, which is why I said earlier that even when put do a search for something, we
Mm-hmm.
should
Mhm.
also cross check, triple check, find references to support
Mm-hmm.
what we see. If it's not there, then there is something credible references, then there is something that's amiss. Because
Right.
sometimes people write in such a colorful way that when
Yes.
it sounds true to be true, but
Mhm.
it's not actually, which is where we need to like go into a library, find resource good materials to
Yeah.
support depending on what we're doing. Because
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't forget some years back, I had Googled something and read. You see all them features, me feature on the show. Me you just take up something. Me look up, me search till me find something that I believe is really tangible.
Mm-hmm.
Before
Tangible.
I
Yeah.
put it out there. Because one time I found something and I read. And a listener called and said, "No, Lady D, I personally know." And
That's not so.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
that
Look
taught
at
me
the
something.
yes.
Yeah.
Look at the picture of Paul Bogle
Oh,
that they
that's a
said
big
it's
old thing.
Jennings. That was a big question a few
Yes.
years ago when people were saying that this is not what
Mm.
name Jennings
Um,
or
a
I
Jennings
don't
in
remember
it.
or Jeffries. I don't remember.
Yes. We soon
I
tell.
don't remember who it is, but they were saying that it's not Paul Bogle. They're using this man's picture as Paul Bogle and vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
When it really is Paul Bogle.
And we know that, but
We know that.
we don't know how that confusion came about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I think even if you're gonna go, I mean, we all go to Google because Google has its place because it's very convenient, as
Yeah.
we know. But I think even going to Google, we should have a clue. Whatever we're looking for,
Mm-hmm.
we should have a clue. Google cannot overcome human intelligence. It
Right.
would be like somebody using GPS.
Mm-hmm.
Some people reportedly have landed in streams of water in lakes,
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
driving some various places. We were going, we were
Mhm.
going on a trip
I agree with you.
2 years ago, and some persons who elected to drive themselves instead of going on the bus, they ended up in a cornfield
Lord
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
because they're following good. Now, listen here, we all use GPS from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
And my thing is that even if the thing is saying to you, make a right or a such and such, sometimes they have reconfigured. You see, with construction
Yes.
and development,
Aha.
they have reconstructed,
Chainsaw.
and you must be able to not rely 100% on Google.
And
You
then yeah.
when the little something got dropped in there, so kick in and say, no man. Not don't ignore it and then go, because you might end up against a brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
Can
Not
I tell
necessarily, you know
you?
what I'm saying? You will end, because you have to be able to say, well, I'm not gonna go this way. It don't look right to me, or it don't
Mm-hmm.
feel right to me. Let me go the other way and make it recalculate. Because people have ended up in some situations because they put 100. Nothing man-made is perfect.
That is true because
Yeah.
recently I was going somewhere over in Queens. So me don't know what me was doing. I'm past the exit. So of course it took me to the next exit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so I am driving and I'm watching the screen and listening. And it took me, you know what happened? It took me to another location where it says I have arrived.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
But when I'm like, this is not the place. It took me to an apartment building and it told
Mm-hmm.
me I arrived. So when I
Mm-hmm.
got to the place, I said to the gentleman at the booth, I said, this is not so and so. He said, no. I said, so why did the GPS carry me here? So he says, all right, just go back out and go again. So when I went back through the driveway, it told me to make a left, which I did. And then it took me on to 93rd over in Queens. You know what
Mhm.
had happened in my mind? What the GPS, when I got to the location, I realized that it's almost like it carried me to the back
In a U.
to the back of where that
Yeah.
place.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's not in the back of the location where I went. I should have been, but it's like
Mhm.
on the far side, further
Mm-hmm.
back. It carried me.
Mhm.
So I'm like, clearly, it wasn't updated.
Yes.
Something when
Mhm.
construction happened, it wasn't
Yeah.
updated.
Yes. Google
Right.
wasn't updated.
So it's a
Yeah.
good thing. I'm not a person who panic, and so I'm like, me not lost. Me can read. So
Mhm.
and it just simply took me on 93rd, told me, and then me reach at this place.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
should
Yes.
have
Yeah.
gone to.
It's like coming to me here. A lot of people, like I give them the address and they end up over on Commercial, because
Yeah.
Commercial is a parallel street to Main to where I am.
Mm-hmm.
Because Google wasn't updated, and because of all this construction here, it's showing you the road that comes through here beginning on that side
Mm-hmm.
instead of
Mhm.
now on this side.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The
you know,
development is causing.
the name of the development to
Mhm.
come,
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna end up on the other side, and then you have to come across the water, which you're going to have to swim.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Although we have it at our disposal, we shouldn't rely 100% on it,
Yeah.
because it's man-made. Anything
Mm-hmm.
God make no need no update. Him say it and I saw it go.
Mm-hmm.
But man-made something, you have to know, say,
Mm-hmm.
well, update, changes, this happen,
Yeah.
that happen. And you have to be flexible and know. And if I said, there was a situation where a minister, younger ministers now carry Bible no more. They
Mm.
have their iPad and all
Right.
their notes and everything. And power went out on a situation, our Wi-Fi went down.
Lord of
Oh
mercy.
Lord.
And let me tell you something, You remember the older ministers can't just jump in a sermon.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
Cause them can't just read one scripture verse and them just go in a whole situation,
Mm-hmm.
a whole sermon after that.
Mm-hmm.
The young fellow had a hard time
Mm.
because everything was stored
In his
on the top. Yeah,
tablet.
and they come with. I mean, look, I'm not downplaying the relevance at all,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because we are now visual people. So sometimes when somebody is preaching and they come and they have a PowerPoint thing that they give to the AV people, and it is up and you can do your notes and look up and all, it's very refreshing.
Yes, it is.
But as I said, our generation is
Yes,
reaping benefits of both the old and the new, because
I
we
agree.
are right on the cusp. We can toggle, we
Yes.
can rally
Yes.
back if we need to rally back, and we still
Yeah.
good.
Yes, I
Yes.
So
agree. I
common
agree.
sense, man, common sense in
I
something.
agree. I agree. Well, we're
Yeah.
going to wrap up soon. It's 25 minutes after 11 o'clock. Let's see what
Oh my
Sister
gosh.
Morrison said. A friend was coming home about 10 o'clock. She don't know the area. I said, I will direct you. She said, no, I will use my GPS.
Mm-hmm.
Then she lost. She have to said, direct me.
Yeah.
Lord,
Can't beat the human brain,
yeah,
man.
can be.
So,
But Google has its relevance. It
Of
has,
yes.
course.
I mean, the people who work at Google and have to do, because you're talking about people doing research to put information there.
Yes.
Yes.
And as something happened, they have to be in the know. It's like
Mm-hmm.
they say, Tom died right this minute. If you Google Tom, it's up.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, have you ever Googled yourself?
Me Google myself. Me
I
see me
did a
come up
long
there.
time. I
Eh,
haven't done
Google yourself.
it lately.
Yeah, me
I
Google
Yeah.
need to.
myself. Me Google
Google
myself, me
yourself.
see inside the zone, me see all kind of something.
Oh, what?
You see every. I was amazed. One friend had one friend from primary school was hunting me down so hard, and the person Googled. They said, "Come when they found me, I said, gosh." And it's funny. They called me. I was with my mother, and they called me at my mother's phone number.
Oh,
And I said, what are the odds? And the person said, no, man, me Google you, and it came up with this number. It wasn't my number, but it was my mother's number.
Wow.
see
So
that?
Google, yeah, Google,
Yes.
That's
Google has
interesting.
it.
Oh
Yeah,
my
Google
gosh.
will.
And we
It's
do
good
not
if you Google yourself.
and we don't intend to scare anyone, but you see the moment you enter the digital world, whether it
Oh
is
Mhm.
yeah.
then hi, your information, you have a telephone number,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
anything that you have done, and there are
I
people
don't
will
think that
tell
anything is lost or deleted.
no,
No.
no, no, no.
So be careful. Be
Be
ye
careful.
careful, because when you delete, it's not gone.
It's not gone.
It's
Yes.
No.
floating around there.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to be extremely careful. But I like Google because I have to put everything on my calendar if I have to. And these days with the memory situation, the brain fog going on,
Ah,
I have to just
girl.
tell Google, please remind me to
Yes.
pick up my prescription. Please remind me to call such and such. Please. So what? And then it will say what time are you? Say you tell it the time,
Yes.
and then in the morning you wake up and you're going about your business.
Mm-hmm.
You just say good morning Google, and Google
Mm-hmm.
just say, oh, today you have three
Oh,
appointments.
what? You have
Today
your
you
first
Yeah.
set a
off?
reminder for A, B,
Yes.
C, and D, and it just read you off. I already done it, tell you the weather. It give you the news headline.
Simpson.
It give you little music. And
Mm,
if you're in the mood, it say, Google, give me a riddle about cats. And it
yes.
give you a little riddle about cat, or give me a joke. And it give you a
You
joke. It say,
laugh.
give me
Just
one more joke. It give you
because
another joke.
I communicate with Alexa, and sometimes she even butt in, and you're not even talking to her.
Yes.
Exactly. Hey,
And them
hello,
have a
ladies,
ball.
listen
Yeah.
to me. Says that is an extremely valid point. Do you know
Mm,
how many people have gotten into situations
yes.
because they say within the hearing, because everything is now voice
Yes.
activated and voice
Yes.
recognition,
Hmm.
and they have said things, and you're not talking to Alexa.
Yeah.
But because you say something, either you say Alexa or you
Hmm.
say something sounding like Alexa, all of a sudden it records you.
Yes,
Persons
please.
have gotten in trouble with spouses, with
Mm-hmm.
employers, and other
Mm-hmm.
things. And you see what they're having now?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
They
Yeah.
are now having the AI. They are now having some crimes being committed
Yes, because people are
using the
impersonating.
exactly, because they're
Hmm.
taking your voice
Yes.
and they're
Oh,
making it
yes.
sound like you are the one
Hmm.
either crying,
Hmm.
begging for help,
Hmm.
whatever, and they're using it. So Lord help us.
Yes, that was a
Yeah,
big thing in what last week or 2 weeks ago. That was the big thing
yeah,
that people have found themselves in some serious predicament
yes,
because it is alleged that it is them and it is not them.
right.
Hmm.
My goodness.
Yeah, and they're
That is
using
where we
it's
are, huh?
criminal. It's criminal. All right, 11:30. We gotta go. Sean, tell them what you
Yes.
do.
Oh, hey. Shades of Color by Sharon, African American inspired gift items for the entire family. Hit me up for a virtual calendar at 646-342-6838. I'm available on WhatsApp. These items are lovely, very good prices, and high quality. Gift items, we have grads now, we have a summer vacation, and then back to school. So let me hear from you. 646-342-6838. Thank you so much.
You're
Oh, what?
welcome. Jack.
Yes. The pudding pan. Pudding still a bake. Cake still a make. The pudding pan ink still a go on. Where traditional flavors live. Just hit me up. 917-533-2380 or puddingpantop@gmail.com.
And yours truly, Lady D, Denise Gomez. Well, as most of you are aware, I am a radio announcer with my own radio program called Inside the Zone with Lady D, Denise Gomez. It's aired Mondays, 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., and Thursdays, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. Also on Saturday mornings with Satideh Mawnin Runnings. I'm also a voiceover specialist, stage production manager, and you can call me and I'm available to put your event together for you without a glitch. Call me 914-304-2592. Please, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share Inside the Zone with Lady D. We're looking forward to being back next week
Saturday.
to do it all over again.
This was good and lively. Let's pray for our friends and family, people who have lost loved ones, those people, 700 people who lost their lives. I don't think all of them died on that boat between Greece and so on, but we pray for their families. They were trying to get to a better life.
Yes.
And even those people, they're on the opposite spectrum, they're millionaires who were on that submarine that perished.
And
We
it's
pray
so
for
Lord
their
have mercy.
We pray
so
for their
sad.
families.
So
and
sad.
we pray for Jennifer, and we pray for Maxine.
All
Yes.
right. Thank you,
Yes.
Jack. So
There's
we want to
Beverly
say
asking
thanks.
about African dress, Lady D.
All right. So
What that
tomorrow,
mean?
yes, tomorrow. So tomorrow, we will be celebrating our pastors for Pastors Appreciation Day, and we'll be
Oh,
wearing our African attire.
okay.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Cool.
So we'll be in African dress tomorrow, and then at 6 p.m. in the evening, it's the boat ride.
Oh,
Clothing
yeah.
My goodness, I wish I could have been there.
Oh, yeah.
Sharon, you didn't hear about the boat ride?
Understand my one ticket now?
Yeah, I heard just the other day. I didn't know from the jump. If I had known from the jump, I would have jumped on it.
Oh,
I
then
don't
I
know
can
why.
still jump.
Seriously, I just heard.
Yes, I don't know what happened.
I can still
Yeah,
jump, man.
I may have
Yeah.
full white too. After me no pian
Then I
go
can
and
still
shoot.
jump. Sure,
Yeah,
I
you
can
know,
still
can
go.
still if
Me
you
no
can,
know.
yeah, you can come.
Yeah.
You can still come, Sharon. They have ticket. It's all.
I
Go
hear
on,
you.
Sharon. Go on,
I
But I
will
Sharon.
mean,
talk to
I
you
know you
off the
weren't.
air.
Yeah, you weren't. There was no plan, so
Go on,
Yeah,
Sharon.
I wouldn't. But tomorrow evening we sail from the World's Fair Marina,
yeah.
and on the Paddle Queen we'll be having our fashion show and
I've
music
been on
and
the
all that.
paddle queen. Yeah.
So have I. That's quite a few
Hmm.
boat ride, maybe. Do you know? I haven't done. Oh,
Aye.
wow. Yeah,
The last one I went on, I really had loved it. It was for my sister's job, and we got on the boat in New Rochelle,
okay.
right at Glen
Ah,
Island.
Glen
At Glen
Island.
Island.
That's where we left from the last time, but we didn't do that. And that one was a smaller.
oh,
Yeah.
okay.
We didn't really like it. It was smaller, so we are going on Paddle Queen this time.
All right. We're
Mhm.
going to Mango Bush.
Oh,
This is mango bush weather. All this rain and stuff. This is mango bush weather. You hear?
yes.
Well, listen, I went over to my brother's house the other day because he called from Jamaica and said, "You girl, the people not picking up the mangoes, the mangoes." You see, when I went over there, it was a wheelbarrow my mother and I had to push out of the yard to go to the car.
Oh
All
my
East
gosh.
Indian.
What?
All
Mango.
East Indian. A wheelbarrow.
Oh.
Yeah.
We want to thank you for the mango, Jackie. Again, I'm not a
Yes, thank you
but
very much.
yes.
Yeah, and may I publicly say I still have Ryan's. I did not tell him it was mango. I went to deliver it and he fell asleep. And then he told me to put
Okay.
it in the fridge. So Ryan, holler at you, girl.
Oh, you eat it. Eat it and then
Hello.
Ryan get later.
Hello. I don't know
Yes.
what state they're in because they've been in the fridge.
Yeah, they're gonna get all.
They're good in the freezer. They're
I
good
didn't freeze. I
frozen.
didn't freeze it because this
And
is
then,
not.
okay. But
They're gonna
anyway,
get
lady,
Anyway,
you have to run. I
Anyway,
have to run.
yes,
You have to
yes.
run.
So enjoy
Blessings.
the rest of your weekend, everybody. We love you. No, we're out.
enough.
Yes.
What good?
Hi, I'm Lady D Denise Gomez, and I have exciting interview segments and features inside the zone For recording artists, you can sing? Well, Inside the Zone, second Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. is for you. Writers, share your story, no man, in From the Author Zone on third Thursdays at 7:30 p.m. Male Zone has unbelievably juicy stories of love, heartbreak, and triumph. 7 p.m. has never been this good. On Mondays, it's news, talk, engaging features at 7 in the Monday Drive. And Center Stage has everyone talking on Thursdays. Be a part of the show. Email me insidethezone@gmail.com or call me 914-304-2592.
I got a mortgage customized to fit me.
Same day pre-approval on my loan. Wow!
Lower mortgage payments, so I have money to do more of the things that matter.
Happiness is owning my own crib.
Take advantage of our same-day mortgage pre-approval plus customized financing of up to 100% and enjoy low monthly payments. Happiness is home. Own it with BMBS.